darling heart, and welcome to the Drink Less, Live Better podcast. This is the podcast that helps you to see that drinking less doesn't need to be stressful, lonely, or boring. I'm your host, Sarah Williamson, and I decided to have a year alcohol-free as a little life experiment, and I haven't looked back. With my experience and training, I now help other women with their alcohol-free or drink less adventures. I'm here to tell you that you can relax, connect, and have fun without alcohol in your life. Join me here each week to find out how. If you listened to episode 8, you'd have heard me talk about my belief that we should act as human beings and not human doings. And today, I'd like to tell you a story about realising that alcohol-free was about everything I'd gain and not the one thing I'd stop. Once you are decided on your drink less or alcohol-free life experiment, how did you frame it? In episode 3, I talked about being mindful of the language I used, and one of my thoughts was that I would try not to use the phrase giving up alcohol or giving up drinking. I wanted to put the most positive spin on this adventure as I could. I wanted to think of what I was doing as a joyful, positive and life-enhancing. And as soon as I think about giving up, I think of deprivation and denial. I didn't want to allow my brain to head off in the direction of, it's not fair. Seriously, my inner toddler still knows how to throw an overblown tantrum when told it cannot have something ever again. So, what did I gain? The thing that happened for me very quickly was much improved sleep. The effects of a few drinks can take a couple of days to work out of your system, and so cutting it out completely led to a much better pattern of sleep. I no longer stirred in the night and didn't need to get up and go to the bathroom or have a drink of water, and I started waking earlier and feeling brilliant first thing in the morning. What a joy. Ah yes, mood. I had no idea I was riding mood waves. If I had a hangover or even low-level brain fog in the morning, I didn't feel great, and therefore the people closest to me felt the brunt of it. I didn't speak kindly to myself, and I was a more anxious person because of it. I'm so glad to be rid of that creeping hangxiety now. I have more energy. This is a doozy. More sleep, plus feeling better about myself, has given me so much more energy physically, emotionally, and spiritually. My skin has improved drastically. I think this was for 3 reasons. Number 1, I stopped putting a toxin in my body. Number 2, I started to actually use the moisturisers in my bathroom cabinet instead of falling into bed too knackered to use them. And 3, I was better hydrated as I took the time to make sure I drank plenty of water. What else was there? Time. Oh, the time drinking sucks away. I never realised it before. There is the time from 5 p.m. thinking about drinking. What will I drink? Do I have it in the house? When can I open the bottle? How much can I have? And then once the bottle is open, how I hit the relax button, and after the dinner was cooked, I did nothing else useful. Some might call it relaxing. I call it dead time. And of course, there's the wasted morning time, hitting snooze and then eventually getting on with your day in a slightly less than fabulous way. Productivity. Would I have had the get up and go to study, train and certify for a new career if I was still drinking? I suspect not. I wanted to change my life in significant ways, and being alcohol-free has given me not only the energy and time, but also the clarity and mindset to get on and do it in a way that feels great. My nutrition choices have significantly improved since I went alcohol-free. I used to reach for the crisps and nuts with a G&T or a glass of wine, and if I had any hint of a hangover, my breakfast choices used to be, shall we say, less than perfect. It's a different story now. I'm not perfect on this front, but I have kicked my snacking habits into the long grass, and I tend to start each day really well. A special mention must go to my sense of satisfaction, not in a smug way, but in a quiet, understated, content way. I am so happy about how relationships are unfolding around me, not just with my family and friends, but also new people in my life who are turning out to be a total joy. I'm stepping out of my comfort zone and meeting people in real life who I've met over the internet, and it's an amazing adventure. One last thing I'd like to mention, in many ways, the most obvious one, is money. How much cash did I waste over the years, not only on booze itself, but also taxis, carb-laden hangover cures, coffees and paracetamol. No more, my friends, no more. When I fancy a spa day, I'm going to be booking it guilt-free. I must mention Julie of Julie Clark Nutrition, who has inspired this recording. She is one of the most sensible and compassionate voices you will hear in the field of nutrition and well-being. You'll find her at julieclarknutrition.co.uk. Sign up for her newsletter, you won't be disappointed. Thank you for listening to this episode. Please listen in again next time. You can sign up to my 5-day Drink Less experiment and find out about working with me one-to-one at drinklesslivebetter.com. It would make me happier than a Buddhist monk if you would please subscribe, 5-star review and comment on my podcast on whatever platform you listen. Imagine it like the tasting notes on the finest wine I am never going to drink. Thank you, and P.S. I believe in you.